And we are coming up on 30 meters from the International Space Station, getting a beautiful view now of Starliner as it continues its approach. We are in an automated piloting mode at this time, so the crew is not having to command the spacecraft. Starliner is designed to automatically rendezvous and dock with the space station, but we have seen the crew take manual control of the spacecraft a couple of times during this flight test. One of those happened yesterday afternoon while we were in what is called far field operations. They essentially got to test maneuvering the spacecraft in case they ever did need to take manual control. And because that test went well, they did the same thing as we were at about the 260-meter hold point earlier today.
Just passed through the 30-meter mark, and you see the Starliner's forward docking lights turn on. Station is getting a good view of Starliner with the lighting coming from that direction. We're waiting for the Earth to spin a little bit more, sun to move relatively, so Starliner gets a good set of lighting on station, and we'll continue the approach towards the No. 24 docking port. Starliner nearing the 20-meter point, currently at about 22 meters away, still progressing at 0.05 meters per second. From Starliner's view, front of station is still fairly dark, using mostly the LiDAR sensor for feature tracking on the front of the docking No. 24 docking port. Currently, you can see Starliner's NASA docking system, NDS. Docking cover has been open for a long period of flight. Currently, the docking ring on the soft capture system is retracted. That's the inner metal ring on the front of NDS with the 3 pedals sticking out from it. Once we hit the 10-meter docking hold point, Starliner will extend the soft capture system, which is a series of motor-controlled arms. Once we start moving forward after the 10-meter hold point, those arms will remain extended. Starliner will approach the international docking adapter. Upon contact, there are several spring-loaded latches that will attach Starliner to station. Then, several minutes later, the arms on that soft capture system will retract. From there are several hooks that will securely latch Starliner onto that docking port, and then from there we will have hard capture. Right now we're currently coming up on 16 meters away.
And again, we anticipate holding at that 10-meter hold point. This is a built-in hold, and we may wait here until we get ideal lighting. The International Space Station and Starliner are flying over Algeria and about to cross into an orbital nighttime. Again, we see about 16 sunrises and sunsets each day when traveling at orbital velocity. That's 17,500 miles per hour. In terms of relative velocity right now, Starliner is traveling at about 0.05 meters per second. And to translate that, that's about 1/10 of a mile an hour as it moves in toward the International Space Station.
Meter hold confirmed.
Houston copies, and Starliner, we're expecting 6-minute lighting hold before NDS configures for docking.
Okay. Station Houston on the big loop. Starliner's at the 10-meter hold point. ISS crew perform 1.106, step 1.2.
Station copies on the big loop, executing 1.2 of 1.106. ISS crew ready for final approach.
Houston copies.
Starliner Houston, got your fill-ins for your step 31. The maneuver to target align will be at 17:27:40. Expect final approach at 17:30. We're going to have 47 minutes of margin.
Okay, 17:27:40 and final approach 17:30. We don't know if you said 40 or 00.
It was going to be, well, the time for final approach 17:30:00 with 47 minutes of margin, 47.
Okay, 00 with 47 minutes of margin, copy.
Starliner holding steady in the 10-meter hold point. Currently about 3 minutes and 50 seconds away until for the first phase of the 10-meter hold. We're waiting for better lighting for Starliner's cameras. In the second phase of the 10-meter hold, the NASA docking system will continue to finish its initialization.
Starliner appears suspended in space as it and the International Space Station continue traveling at over 17,000 miles per hour. And again, we are anticipating an orbital nighttime here shortly. We are at the 10-meter hold point. This is a built-in hold for all arrivals. And we will continue holding here until we get the lighting that the teams are looking for to continue to press in towards that node 2 forward port.
With this close-up view, you can actually get a pretty good view of what the Vesta cameras look like and where they are. Those are the two black rectangular shapes in the upper right and bottom left of that front docking port area. There's also an additional camera offset to the left, just above the orange data connection. Those cameras are spread out in different locations to help better track different features on the front of the international docking adapter.
And we are again in a satellite handover with the International Space Station. Station uses the tracking and data relay satellite systems, and we expect to regain visual communication shortly. However, we will still be at that 10-meter hold point. Again, the docking window opens at 12:33 p.m. Central Time. And we are in an automated piloting for the Starliner spacecraft, so Butch and Sunny are able to continue monitoring its approach once we resume that, but they will not be needed to take manual control and fly in and dock the spacecraft. That capability does exist, and we tested some of that manual piloting earlier in the flight.
So we just hit 10-meter hold 2. We're putting step 32 in work, if you're ready.
We are ready.
Again, Houston.
We are ready.
Okay, here goes, step 32.
Here we go. Roger.
All right, NDS latch NEA switch is in enable.
Roger. Starliner reactivating Mustang.
Okay.
Continuing to hold at the 10-meter point while the NASA docking system extends the docking ring, or the soft capture ring, I should say. Now less than 10 minutes away from the opening of the next docking window, again that coming at 12:33 p.m. Central Time.
Starliner, Houston on a big loop, NDS and entry cover are configured for docking.
Starliner copies, we're ready.
Capcom Neil Nagata and Commander Butch Wilmore both confirming that they see NDS ready for docking. We're currently sitting about 1 minute 55 seconds away from the final approach ignition. During the last 10 meters, you'll see Starliner approach at a very slow rate, similar to the last 50 meters that we saw coming in the approach corridor.
The view on the right of your screen in the larger box, that's from Starliner's Vesta cameras. This helps Starliner align with the International Space Station. Again, we are docking to the Node 2 forward port today. Window opens at 12:33 p.m. Central Time.
And we're looking about 30 seconds away from the final approach.
Starliner Houston on the big loop. You are go to command final approach with tap stop 4, OFM, trigger next.
Here comes, Sunny's putting in the trigger next. Tap stop 4.
Station Houston on the big loop for ISS crew. Perform 1.106, steps 1.3 and 1.4.
Station copies, executing 1.3, 1.4, 1.106.
And the Starliner crew have gotten the authority to proceed for the final approach. Starliner is currently at just over 9 meters away, approaching at about 0.05 meters per second, or 5 centimeters per second, towards the known 2 forward docking port.
Again, NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore, the commander, and Sonny Williams, the pilot, on the crew flight test today. This is an autonomous docking, meaning they are monitoring from inside Starliner, but the spacecraft is currently flying itself. Starliner now less than 7 meters away from the International Space Station. All good calls on the ground.
Estimated time of contact is 2 minutes.
Now approximately 5 meters.
And Starliner passing through 4 meters.
Now less than 3 meters away from the International Space Station. Good performance calls coming from teams in mission control.
Starliner at 1.5 meters away, currently about 25 seconds from docking. .5 meters.
Contact capture.
We see the same.
At 12:34 p.m. Central Time above the southern Indian Ocean, we have confirmation of contact and capture of NASA's Boeing Crew Flight Test and Starliner aboard the International Space Station. Butch and Sunny have made their arrival.
Starliner's soft capture system has finished attenuating any motion after initial capture. Next step for the NASA docking system is to retract its extension arms. It'll allow the hooks on the hard capture system to attach to the docking port on the Node 2 forward international docking adapter.
And with the arrival of Starliner, again, that coming at 12:34 p.m. Central Time, we have 2 American crewed spacecraft aboard the International Space Station. And with contact and capture of the Starliner spacecraft, we are now securing the spacecraft to that Node 2 forward port. First step in that is ring retraction of the NASA docking system soft capture ring. Once that's complete, there are 12 hooks that will need to drive and more firmly secure the spacecraft. Those will happen in 2 sets of 6. This takes anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes after the spacecraft arriving to the International Space Station.
Houston Station on the big loop, thrusters disabled for hard maintenance.
Houston copies.